So thank you for joining us for this ManageEngine Endpoint Central webinar. So we will talk about DPA 2017 compliance and how Endpoint Central helps organization to comply to this act. So my name is Brian Pascal. I'm the head of technical strategy for Net2B Group. So I have been in IT more than 15 years now, and we represent ManageEngine for more than 15 years as well. And we are also distributor of ManageEngine across the island. So you have my email address as well, hts@net2b.com. So if you want to drop an email later as well for any more insight, information about DPA or even about ManageEngine Endpoint Central. So please, I invite you to drop me an email. So what is ManageEngine Mauritius DPA? It's an act, okay, that has been enforced since 2018, that replacing the old DPA law created in 2004. So it is designed and instruct individuals control over the personal data across the organization, and it helps company to have a guidance how to protect those data. It aligns with the EU GDPR standards. So you have the GDPR standards, and the DPA is aligned with GDPR. And it helps to balance the public security, the economic development of the organization, and also the privacy rights. So where people, they have their rights to help, they have the rights, sorry. They have the rights to inquiry if their data has been stored or held by an organization as well. Okay, so the DPA, it helps the organization to preserve the privacy of data held within the organization, because we know in the digital age we are living in, data is really important, and having a data breach in organization, it cause company to lose money, and even in terms of branding, you might not have more clients because of the trust issues that may accompany with a data breach in an organization. Okay, the main principles and key features of the act, it it applies to the personal data processed by an organization, so by automated means or in terms of filling system. So sorry, I'm not 100% of my health today. Um, so the data, if the data is being processed by the company, so it can be through any automated system or even manually. So it helps to preserve those data and even how people manipulate the data. It defines the personal data broadly. It includes sensitive categories like any information about health, ethnicity, biometric data, any information that can help to identify an individual. So it can even be mobile phone, any address. So for all these, we need to have a lawful framework to to help to process in terms of transparency and a way to have rules to clarify how those data is being processed. So one core principle, it's about the data controllers, data processors, those people who control, who process the data that needs to be, they need to be registered through the data protection commissioner. Okay, it empowers the data subject with rights, access, correction, erasure, objections, or also in terms of complaint. So an individual normally have the rights to check if a company has their data, and if the company has the data, the individual have the rights to to know what type of data a company has on them. If some data is needs to be corrected, erased, so this is the power of the person to um, ask for these modification, or even if they want to complain about a company having holding their data, they have the rights to. So the DPA office, normally it's a public office with full independence from the government control. So it is headed by the Data Protection Commissioner. He is responsible of the process and also of the enforcement of this law, on other companies. He oversees all registration, complaints investigations, and also compliance monitoring. So if they think there is a breach on in a company, they have the rights to go and investigate further on the companies and to see if everything is right and in terms of process and technologies as well. If they have all control to if they have all in control within the organization. Okay. If there is no compliance, there is penalties as well that they can apply. You have a fine of 200K Mauritian rupees, or imprisonment up to 5 years. So, so understanding the Mauritius DPA Protection Act. So it's a robust legal framework designed to regulate the collection, processing, storage, transfer of personal data. So as I said before, it's based on the GDPR. GDPR, that means General Data Protection and Regulation. So it applies, the GDPR applies to Europe's countries, but also any entities normally deals with personal data of a UE citizens as well. And these apply also in terms of DPA, where we have aligned the DPA with the GDPR. So the main milestone, it's not only technical in terms of technologies we will applied in within the organization to have control, monitoring, to ensure the organization is abide to all these compliances, but also in terms of organizational process to protect the data from any authorized access, because we know now within the organization, sometimes based on people role within the organization, they need to have access to sensitive data. And based on the role, you can't prevent those people to access those data. So you need to have some process in place in terms of technical and also organizational measure in terms of approval, all these things, to allow a person to access the sensitive data. So it helps to protect those sensitive data, the misused, and also in terms of the data is lost. So the points here is lawful and transparent processing, purpose limitation, data minimization, where you need to limit the data from accessing, the accuracy, security, and also a breach of notifications. Those are the main points for the data protection. Do you have any questions for now? If you don't have any questions, let's move forward. So why DPA is very important matter. So more than 93% of Mauritius businesses Okay, they process the personal data, personal data of employees, personal data of customers. The customer can be in a local market, or the customers can be international, in UAE, USA. So we have lots of organization within Mauritius. They deal with different countries. So we have more than 43% of data breach. And this is since 2022. Okay. So for not complying with DPO, we can reach up to 500K. And unfortunately, since the organization, we have lots of technologies deployed through the organization. It's really important that a company is compliant to DPO, because the compliance is no longer a compliance. The compliance is no longer optional, and it's very important for all organizations to abide and apply all the guidance through the businesses. So it is important for the strategic, and it's a legal necessity for the business. If this is not applied, so you have fines, the reputation of the organization can take a big hit, or even you might have legal actions from other organization, from any individuals that would have noticed that their personal data or belongings, personal data has been breached. So in Mauritius, we have many challenges in terms of compliance, where it's we have a lack of visibility on all our endpoints, on our servers as well. Okay, where even endpoints where the data is being processed, we don't have any visibility on this endpoint. And even in where the data is being accessed, we don't have any visibility on this. And in terms of manual process, so even in 2025, so we still have companies that do manual patching of the operating system, Windows, or even manual patching of softwares as well. So this caused a really big gap in terms of security, where this process is not being monitored, and also it leads to a really big security gap in terms of patching. So this apply to endpoints, laptops, or workstation, also to servers. Okay, and we have the breach detection as well, where if there is a breach, we don't really have a way to identify specifically those breaches, and also a way to respond to those breaches. Because when we have a security issue, for example, we need to know where it comes from. And to know where it comes from, we need to have some kinds of logs to identify these breaches, and to pinpoint who is responsible of the data at that moment, and also to take actions based on the security breach. And then we have the access controls as well, where it's important to have user limitations. A user, even if he has the right to do something, we need to restrict at some point to what control he might have on the data. And also the issue we have as well is that a company do not have a strategy to centralize their data. So how ManageEngine and Point Central help based on some specific point in the DPA Act. So ManageEngine endpoint, it's a endpoint central management solutions, where it helps to secure servers, desktop laptops, even if the companies have mobile data tablets that they give to employees. So it helps to have a centralized place to manage all these assets. So in terms, it helps in terms of patch management. It helps in encryption management, mobile device management, and also role-based access control. Okay, we'll come in more details later. So the endpoint central, it will help the IT teams, IT security teams to enforce all the policy that has been stated in the DPA in terms of control, in terms of security operation as well, where we need to do some automations on systems. It helps in monitoring the endpoints in real time as well. So the DPA compliance, lawful processing, and accountability. So we have two sections of the DPA. So we have section 22(1)(e), accountability, So it's stated where the controller must demonstrate compliance through the logs, policies, and also documentations. Okay, so we need to have audit trails of the system. In if there is any configuration change, we need to have logs of these as well, and also the compliance reports. And the section 22.1, lawful processing, it's mainly based on um, role-based access control, having custom policies enforcement, and we need to have the ability to block any application that is not approved through the organization. And also in terms of devices, personal devices, we need to have the ability to containerize those devices. And data accuracy and security. So for data accuracy, we need to have a automated inventory management. We need to have a system health scans. So in real time, we need to know the health of the system, and also in terms of patch management. So these it helps to have an idea of the endpoint health mean. So if there is a possibility where the endpoint can be a point where someone can breach the data from this endpoint. And section 23, it's for security processing, controllers must implement appropriate technical and organizational security measures. So in terms of patch automation, so and in terms of loss of device, so where we have different, we have mobile phone that is being given to an employee, for example, and what is the process to handle when a mobile phone is lost. Okay. And device control, encryption management as well. And also in terms of ransomware or malware protection, how to we protect all these measures, how we protect the companies through these measures. Do you have any question from any question? Let's continue. So DPA compliance, design and breach notification. There are two more sections. So one for data breaches. We definitely need to have a real-time alerts notification when there is a breaches within the organization. And any breaches that has been notified within the organization needs to be reported to a to the commissioner, and also if there is any data loss, all these needs to be the commissioner needs to be notified by this. So we have the real-time logs, okay, with endpoint central. We can integrate with any SIM SIM solution where all your logs has been centralized. And based on the compliance, we can have a dashboard as well. So we comply to this section. And for section 23, we can manage the configuration as well. So in terms of privacy, in terms of system architecture, if there is any baseline of security policy, we can insert it in the system, and we comply with this section. And also in terms of secure boot, we can have can apply by BIOS policy as well, and have a DPO dashboard configured. And for the this section, use of personal data. So application control, web filtering, device grouping. This can be done as well. And if there is any transfer to other country, we have conditions that can be applied. We have geofencing. For example, someone is trying to enter the investment. So we can have conditional access policies, remote data as well can be applied based on the section 30. Why choose endpoint simple for DPA compliance? So we have the ability to cover different operating system, and this include Microsoft OS, so Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS as well. So Android, and also Chrome OS, where we can apply different system patching management as well. So we can automate those patch, and also we can patch more than 100 third-party application as well. So it's not just for Microsoft. It's not just for Mac OS or Windows. So we have we are compliance ready for DPA, GDPR, ISO, and there are more compliance framework as well. We are supported. So we can have different reports if your IT environment or compliance to those different framework or not. And in terms of scalability, we can support up to 10,000 devices. And there is also zero-touch deployment, provisioning, and remote onboarding for different team. Also, if the team is working on site or hybrid as well. So we are at the end of uh, of our session, and for the next session, we will go in deep with a solution where we can show you all the different features and how it helps to comply with the DP. Thank you for your time. So we know we did not go deeply in DPA, but for next time we'll go in deep with the solutions and more about the future the features. Do you have any questions? Okay, so if we don't have any questions, so I'm Brian, and thank you guys for your time again. If you need to contact us, so you can we have meet@nectobe.com or the email of Julien Christophe at the bottom. You can just drop us an email for more information, and we will share a document with you afterwards about the endpoint central and how we cover more uh, on the compliance. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.